Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today's review is going to be quite interesting for all you pickup truck owners that have a running board on both sides of your truck, and you tried to solve a problem by putting the running boards on there, not just so you can get into your cab of your truck easier in the front and the back, but also to keep all the stone chips and mud and dirt and everything from flying up on your truck. Well, that's what I thought too, until I run into this problem. So I solved it. As you can see in the thumbnail there, there's a little bit of an addition to the back of the running board. Let's go out, let's take a look. Okay, here we are on the side of my Silverado here, and these are aluminum running boards. And you can see that there's a mud flap, in the front. That works fantastic, and it keeps all the dirt off the side of my truck with the running boards. And then I got to the end, and I thought, I got to put one of these in. So I'm going to show you all the damage that's been going on here. You really can't see it this far away, but without this little mud flap on the back here, I was getting all this damage coming up on the back end of the truck because all the, going down a lot of gravel roads, all the gravel and everything would bounce off the running board, come to the end, and then fly up. So let's just take a look and see. And if you take a look, you can see that there's a rocker guard here, but if you look up real close, you can see where it's been starting to really hammer down. Now if I tried to do this in the sunlight, you'd never see nothing, but you got to have quite a bit of stone chips to go through that rocker guard all the way in there. I never noticed it at first until I was washing the truck and seen it all, but without the little flap here, well, I'd come back from my camp, and just from going from in the rain and down the gravel roads, I noticed this great big rainbow of mud coming all the way up here, and I said, hold it a second, like, what's the purpose of these running boards? So it's great if you've got a regular cab truck, maybe in a short wheelbase, but on a crew cab, absolutely not. So I'll show you here what it looks like, and we'll go in the shop and I'll show you the materials, how I did it, and it took me about 10 minutes for each side. It's the exact same on the other side, and I'll take you over to the other side and I'll show you that it's not as bad on the other side because all the weather and everything, the roads are banked towards the ditch, but we'll go over to the other side and we'll take a look at the other side. So the driver's side is always cleaner on a vehicle, and you can see this one here is kind of warped like this. Well, that's because it was in a roll. I had some belting from a roll, and I've been using this now for about 2 weeks, so it hasn't straightened out yet, but it will, and it's put on the exact same as the other side. And if we take a look here, if I just go in real close, you could see all the marks that are gone into that, and it's just, for sure it's going to cause a problem in the future. But I came home last time and it was raining, and I never had any of that mud flying back up on the back of the box here at all. So this mud flap worked fantastic. So if you take a look at this mud flap here, it's flexible enough, that it'll move back and forth, but it's not thin enough that if you were to go down the highway at high speed, that it would just bend it all the way up. So this is pretty much it right here, and it was very easy to do. And if you take a look, I'm about 4 inches off the ground, so that gives me plenty of clearance. So let's go in the shop and I'll show you all the tools and materials that I used to make this, and I believe every one of you could use this too if you run into this problem right here as well. Okay, so here's the materials I used. Now I had scrap pieces of aluminum, 1/8 thick angle, so it's 1.5 by 1.5, and this is just regular conveyor belting, 3/8 of an inch thick. I had a whole bunch of that. You could see how it's got the arch to it there. Well, it was a much longer piece before, and I used my rivet gun, whatever style you have, 1/4 inch rivets. I drilled out 1/4 inch hole all the way straight through to the end cap, And then I had some primer and some flat black paint. Now you could go with steel if you wanted to, just that I had the aluminum and it's not going to rust in the future, and I thought that was a good resolve right there. Well, thanks for joining me here today. I hope you found this interesting. For all you truck owners that are, want to keep the body of your truck in good shape, because these trucks, they're not getting any cheaper, right? So I think this is a good resolve. I think it solves many problems, whether it's in the wintertime with the snow, and of course the snow will be flying up and the salt and everything on the side of your truck. This keeps that down as well. And I will tell you something. For the last couple of weeks, I've been going back and forth to my camp, and I drive about maybe 40 minutes down a gravel road. Before, I never heard too much noise before. Driving down the gravel road, of course you hear the stones underneath a little bit. But now, it's a lot more accented because the stones will go along the back of the running board and bounce down. And when they get to the mud flap, they don't go nowhere else. They just bounce back and then fall back down on the ground. Where before, yeah, they're ended up on the side of my truck. So I think it's a great resolve. It's not a hard project for most people to do. And if you don't have a riveter, you could probably just use a nut and bolt or screws. Whatever fastens it in there really good. So thanks for joining me here today. Come back again. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe and see some interesting things that I do every week. Cheers.